I have come to take your online classes, science subject. Yes, I am taking your science subject, 8th standard. Yes, children? Yes. After a long time, I think we are coming together after a long vacation. So I hope you have done some practice at home. You didn't leave the subjects, I feel. Isn't it? Did you leave them? Last year you books you have referred or no? Yes? Okay. What you learned in your science subject last year, the same will continue in a bigger part. Yes? Now, the first chapter in your science is the natural resources. Natural resources means what? The resources which are available in our nature. In our nature, they are called natural resources. We have here two types of resources. One is natural resources and one is human-made resources. So, now we are talking only about the natural resources which are God gift given to us by nature. Yes. Natural resources. Here, there is a big chart on your page number 1. Just go through the chart. Yes. Then you will know the rough sketch about natural resources. How many types of natural resources are there and what are they? You can learn. You can learn in this table. Yeah. Natural resources. Here, first one is a living resources. Living resources means what? Which is having life. Which is having life. Like forest and wild animals. Yes, forest and wildlife, they are living resources. Forest means what? There are so many trees. Some trees will fall down, again new trees will come. So here it is going on process. It is a living process. So here wildlife. Wildlife also like that only. Some animals die, some animals born again. So this is a living resources. And next comes the non-living resources. Non-living resources means these resources, they don't have life. They don't have life. Yeah, like sunlight, wind, these are water. They don't have life, but they are coming to us in nature. They are helping us in our nature for our livelihood, for our survival. Or ನಮಗೆ ಅವು ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಡೆಯಂಗಿಲ್ಲ. ನಾವು ಸರ್ವೈವ್ ಆಗಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ನಮಗೆ ಲಿವಿಂಗ್ ರಿಸೋರ್ಸಸ್ ಬೇಕು, ನಾನ್ ಲಿವಿಂಗ್ ರಿಸೋರ್ಸಸ್ ಬೇಕು. ನಾನ್ ಲಿವಿಂಗ್ ರಿಸೋರ್ಸಸ್, what are they? Yeah, now again, non-living resources are divided into two parts. One is renewable resources and another one is non-renewable resources. Renewable means what? It can be again renewed. Mattu occur ಆಗ್ತಾವ. That is called renewed. Yes. And here non-renewable means that we can't renew. Renewable. ಈಗ ಸೈಕಲ್ ನೀವು ರಿವೈಂಡ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ಕೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರ್ತೀರ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು, ಓಲ್ಡ್ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ತೆಗೆದು ಹೊಸ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಹಾಕ್ತಾರೆ. ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ರಿನ್ಯೂವಿಂಗ್. ಲೈಕ್ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ renewable resources and non-renewable resources. Yes, renewable resources, what are they? Forest, wildlife. Some trees fall down, some trees come again. Yes, some animals die, again some animals come. So here the renewing process is continuously going on by itself. So that is called renewable resources. And in renewable, and here non-renewable resources. Non-renewable resources, what are they? The fossil fuels. The fossil fuels means what? The fuels which are using for your vehicles are using. You are using for vehicles and you are using for your cooking purpose. That type of resources are called fossil fuels. Yes, non-renewable resources. Example, what are they? Fossil fuels. What are the fossil fuels? The minerals. The fossil fuels. Yes, these minerals, they are underground in our earth. They are under the rocks or the beds of rocks or in the sea beds. ಸಮುದ್ರ ಒಳಗೆ ತಳಗ ರಾಕ್ಸ್ ಇರ್ತಾವ. ಆ ರಾಕ್ಸ್ ನಿಂತ ನಾವು ಫಾಸಿಲ್ ಫ್ಯೂಲ್ಸ್ ನಾವು ಅದನ್ನ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ದೇ ಆರ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಫಾಸಿಲ್ ಫ್ಯೂಲ್ಸ್. ಕಮ್ ಆನ್, ಒನ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್. Can you tell me an example for fossil fuels? Yes, children? Yeah, petroleum. Petroleum is a fossil fuel which we are getting from the beds of the rocks from the sea beds. So that minerals, that is also a mineral. And there are other minerals also which are what is happening, they cannot be renewed fastly. Like wildlife, forest, these all can renew. One baby may die, one aged animal may die, another new animal will come. But here in these minerals and these fossil fuels, it cannot be happen urgently or in a very few days. It takes so many thousands of years to renew. So it is called the non-renewable resources. It takes so long time to renew. So now living resources, non-living resources are of two types, renewable resources and non-renewable resources. And here renewable resources are forest and wildlife. Again we have a small subdivision, that is inexhaustible. Inexhaustible and exhaustible. Exhaust means what? Exhaust means ಮುಗಿದು ಹೋಗೋದು. Your energy, ಮಾರ್ನಿಂಗ್ ಸ್ಕೂಲಿಗೆ ಬಂದಿರ್ತೀರಿ, ಸಂಜೆ ಮಟ್ಟ ನಿಮ್ಮದು ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಎಕ್ಸಾಸ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿದೆ. Like that. Exhaust means finishing. Our energy will exhaust. Yeah. Inexhausting and exhausting. Inexhausting means what? Solar energy, wind energy. These energies, they are not exhausting. Today sun is going, but again tomorrow morning is coming. Again the wind is coming tomorrow next day. So day by day it is again coming. So it is called inexhausting. Adri exhaust agangilla, ಖಾಲಿ ಆಗಂಗಿಲ್ಲ. ಮತ್ತು ನಾಳೆ ಬಂದಾಗ ಮತ್ತೆ ಸೋಲಾರ್ ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಬರ್ತೈತಿ, ಮತ್ತು ವಿಂಡ್ ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಬರ್ತೈತಿ. ಸೊ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ inexhaustible energy. Now exhaustible energy. What is exhaustible energy? Wildlife. Wildlife, once the animal count ಕಡಿಮೆ ಆತಂದ್ರೆ ಅದು ಮತ್ತೆ ಲಘುನೆ ಇನ್ಕ್ರೀಸ್ ಆಗಂಗಿಲ್ಲ. ಫಾರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ನಂಬರ್ ಆಫ್ ಟ್ರೀಸ್ ನಾವು ಕಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ, ಅದೇ ನಂಬರ್ ಆಫ್ ಟ್ರೀಸ್ ಬೆಳೆಯಂಗಿಲ್ಲ, ಎಕ್ದಮ್ ಅಷ್ಟು ದೊಡ್ಡ ಬೆಳೆದು ಬಿಡ್ತಾವೇನು ಇಲ್ಲ. ಇಟ್ ಟೇಕ್ಸ್ ಟೈಮ್. It takes some 10 years, 15 years time. Animals also the same. So this is exhaustible resources. Exhaustible resources, and this is inexhaustible resources. So once you go through this natural resources chart, then you can get the exact picture of this lesson. Yes. Shall I start the lesson? Now this is the introduction part. Now I will go step by step. Just I am reading the first page of the natural resources. I go on explaining them slowly. Yes. We see many various kinds of living and non-living things around us. Things that occur in nature and that are useful to us are called natural resources. So the living things and the non-living things which are there in nature and which they are used are called the natural resources. So natural resources means the living and the non-living resources are called the natural resources. Many of these natural resources are essential for our survival. Some of them are used for satisfying our needs. These natural resources, they are necessary for our survival. ನಾವು ಇರಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ, ನಾವು ಜೀವಂತ ಇರಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ನಮಗೆ ಬೇಕು. A large number of these natural resources are either living or derived from the living organisms. Forest and wildlife are example for the living resources. The forest and the wildlife are the example for the living resources. Forest products like timber, animal products like leather products are derived from the remaining of the decay. The dead animals over a long period of time, soil, water, air and mineral ores are examples of non-living resources. Non-living resources means what? Which don't have life, like soil, water, air, they don't have life. Minerals, they don't have life. But we need them, we need water, we need soil, we need minerals, these all things we need. So the living and the non-living resources. Some natural resources get replenished in nature easily. Such resources are called renewable resources. So some natural resources, they replenish in the nature, means they exhaust, they ಖಾಲಿ ಆಗಿಬಿಡ್ತಾವೆ. ಲೈಕ್ ಫಾರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಏನಾಗ್ತೈತಿ, ಹಳೆ ಗಿಡಗಳು ಬೀಳ್ತಾವ, ಹೊಸ ಗಿಡಗಳು ಬರ್ತಾವ. ಸೊ ದೇ replenish, etc. are examples of renewable resources. Some of the resources are continuously available for us. For example, solar energy and wind energy. Some energies they replenish, ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಬೀಳ್ತಾವ, ಮತ್ತಿಲ್ಲಾಂದ್ರೆ ಸಾಯ್ತಾವ. But some energies like solar energy, wind energy, they are continuously flowing in our nature. Resources like forest and wildlife may get depleted. Such resources are described as inexhaustible resources. The solar energy and the wind energy, they are inexhaustible resources. The resources like forest and wildlife may get depleted by continuous use of or interference by humans. So, solar, the wild animals and the forest, we are cutting down, and day by day the number of trees and number of animals are decreasing. So, it is decreasing. So, So these type of decreasing it is called the exhausting resources. Exhausting resources here forest and wildlife. ನಮಗೆ ಕಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ನಾವು ಗಿಡಗಳು ಕಡಿತೀವಿ, ನಮಗೆ ಫ್ರೆಶ್ ಮೀಟ್ ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ವೈಲ್ಡ್ ಆ್ಯನಿಮಲ್ಸ್ ತೊಗೊಂಡ್ಬರ್ತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲೇನಾಗ್ತದೆ ಅದು ಎಕ್ಸಾಸ್ಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ resources. Some natural resources have been formed on the earth over a long period of time. Some resources, ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ರಿಸೋರ್ಸಸ್ನ ಹೇಳಿದ್ನಲ್ಲ, ದೇ ಟೇಕ್ ಥೌಸಂಡ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಇಯರ್ಸ್. ಅವು ಮತ್ತೆ ಆಗಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ಇಟ್ ಟೇಕ್ಸ್ ಥೌಸಂಡ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಇಯರ್ಸ್. For example, fossil fuels and minerals. The rate of formation of such minerals is slow compared to the rate at which they are being used by humans. Such resources which cannot be replenished once depleted are called non-renewable resources. So, some resources which we cannot put them, ಅವನ್ನ ರಿಪ್ಲೇಸ್ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕಾಗಂಗಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಒಂದು ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಯಾವುವು ನಾನ್ ರಿನ್ಯೂಬಲ್ ಎನರ್ಜಿ, ದೇ ಆರ್ ದ ಫಾಸಿಲ್ ಫ್ಯೂಲ್ಸ್. ಪೆಟ್ರೋಲ್ ಈಗ ನಾವು ಸುಟ್ಟ ಮೇಲೆ ಮತ್ತದು ರಿಗೇನ್ ಆಗ್ತೈತೇನ? ಆಗಂಗಿಲ್ಲ. ಎಸ್, ರಿಗೇನ್ ಆಗ್ತೈತಿ. ಆಯಿಲ್ ಮಿನರಲ್ಸ್ ನಾವು ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದು ಅದು ಮತ್ತೆ ರಿಗೇನ್ ಆಗ್ತೈತೆ ಇಮಿಡಿಯೇಟ್ಲಿ? ಇಲ್ಲ, ಇಟ್ ಟೇಕ್ ಲಾಂಗ್ ಟೈಮ್. So it is called the non-renewable resources. Yeah, next. Let us learn more about some of these natural resources that have significant influence on life. So which resources are very important for life, for man to survive? They are the water. Let us learn about water today. Water is a unique natural resource as it is very much essential for our essential of life. It is the most critical limited factor for many aspects of life such as environmental stability, biodiversity and conservation, fuel security and even health care. In most cases, there is no substitute for water. The most significant aspect of water is that it is a larger irreplaceable resources unlike the energies which we has alternate. So there is no other alternative for water. Water cannot be replaced. Water ಬದಲಿ ನಾವು ಏನೇ ಕುಡಿದು ಬದುಕಕ್ಕೆ ಬರ್ತೈತೆ, ಸರ್ವೈವ್ ಆಗಕ್ಕೆ ಬರ್ತೈತಿ? No. Water cannot be replaced. It is a very important resources which man need. Man, animals, plants, biodiversity. It is a very essential for our biodiversity. Yes, in nature water may change its form, but we can always retrieve it. The earth holds some quantity of water as it did when it was formed. So, you may be aware that nearly 71% of the earth's surface is covered by water. So, out of the whole world, if you take it is whole, this earth is 100%. In that 100%, 71% of the area is covered by water. Yes. It is one of the most important components required for the sustaining life of the earth. So, it is one of the important component for sustaining life. Life ಇರಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ this water is very important. Nearly 97% of water on the earth is held in oceans, seas and other large water bodies. So 0.001% of water occurs in atmosphere as water vapor. So total out of the 71% of water, in that 97% of water is ocean water or the salty water. In that 0.01 of water is in the form of water vapor. Water vapor ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಗೊತ್ತಲ್ಲ ನಿಮಗೆ? About 2.4% of water is found in the glaciers. 2.4 is found in the glaciers ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು? ಐಸ್, ಸ್ನೋ, ಐಸ್ ಬ್ಲಾಕ್ಸ್ ಇರ್ತಾವಲ್ಲ, ಆ ವಾಟರ್ 2.4% ಅಷ್ಟು ಐತಿ. And polar ice caps. Remaining water is found in the rivers, lakes and other water bodies. As such, a very small percentage of this valuable natural resources is available for the humans. This very small quantity of water is available for our human beings. Yes. Activity number 1. Here there is a activity on water. Yes. This activity, please read it and write it in your notebook. Yes. Now measure 2000 milli of water into a container. 2000 milli of water you measure in a container. Assume that 2000 milli represents the total water. Suppose 2000 milli ಭೂಮಿ ಮೇಲೆ ಇದ್ದ ವಾಟರ್ ಎಲ್ಲ 2000 ml ಅಂತ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ on the earth. Take a teaspoon and measure 12 12 spoons of water into a small transparent container. ಅದ್ರಾಗ 2000 ml ನಾಗ 12 spoons of water ತೆಗೆದು ಒಂದು ಕಂಟೈನರ್ನ ಹಾಕಿ. This is the total amount of fresh water. So ಆ 12 spoons ಏನದವಲ್ಲ ಅವು ಟೋಟಲಿ fresh water on the earth, including the water found in the lakes, rivers and ice caps and as ground water. So ground water, ಕೆಳಗೆ ನೆಲದಾಗಿದ್ದು ವಾಟರು, ಲೇಕ್ ವಾಟರ್, ರಿವರ್ ವಾಟರ್, ಇಷ್ಟೇ 12 spoons out of 200 ml, only 12 spoons is fresh water. Now use ಮಾಡೋ water ಎಷ್ಟು? Only 12 spoons. The water that remains in the large container represents salty water. ಉಳಿದ ಅದು 12 spoons ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಆ 2000 ml ಏನು ಬೇರೆ ಕಂಟೈನರ್ ಆಗೈತೆ, ದೊಡ್ಡ ಕಂಟೈನರ್ ಆಗೈತಲ್ಲ, that is all the ocean water or the salty water. From the container with 12 spoons of water, measure out 2 spoons into a dish and remove half a spoon of water from the container, which now has 10 spoons. So 12 spoons nagindu 2 spoons ತೆಗೆದು ಅದ್ರಾಗಿಂದು 1.5 spoon ಒಂದ್ರಾಗ, half spoon ಒಂದ್ರಾಗ ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಕಂಟೈನರ್ನಾಗ ಹಾಕಬೇಕು. This represents the water found on the surface of the earth is in fresh water lakes. From the remaining water in the small container, remove 1 drop using a ink drop. So small container ನೀವು ಏನು ಹಾಕಿಲ್ಲ ಅದ್ರಾಗಿಂದ ಒಂದು ಡ್ರಾಪ್ ಆಫ್ ಇಂಕ್ ತೆಗೆದ್ರೆ ಅನ್ಕೋ, this drop represents the amount of water found in the river. ಒಂದು 12 ಸ್ಪೂನ್ಸ್ನಾಗ 2 ಸ್ಪೂನ್ಸ್ ತೆಗೆದ್ವಿ, ಅದನ್ನು ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಹಾಕ್ಕೊಂಡು ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಕಂಟೈನರ್, ಆ ಸ್ಮಾಲ್ ಕಂಟೈನರ್ನಾಗ ಒಂದು ಡ್ರಾಪ್ ತೆಗೆದ್ರೆ ಅದು that is the water, fresh water in the rivers. This represents the total amount stored in the ice cap. The remaining 9 spoons of water left in it, this represents the amount stored in the ice cap, some compared to the quantity of water in the various containers. Yeah, this is the experiment. Means total water, which is 71% of water is in that 71%. How much water is ocean water, how much water is fresh water, how much water is ice water, that he has explained in this activity. So carefully read it and write it in your notebook. Now there is a distribution of water on the earth. How the water is distributed on the earth. This you can see the table here. Yes, and draw this in your notebook. Write this activity and use draw this activity here. Distribution of water on the earth. How it is distributed? Salty water, it is 97%. Here 3% is fresh water. Like that you can see here the round water, that is 30.5. Here you can see ice caps and glaciers 68.7. Other 0.9% of water. So this table, if you draw it and go through it. Water is used for various human activities like drinking, agriculture, washing and recreation. In addition of water is used for heat exchanging purposes in industries and fire extinguishers. So water is used for drinking, washing and also it is used for cooling in some companies. They are using it for cooling purpose, exchanging heat. It is also called the heat exchanging and it is used in the fire stations and some big large scale industries. The largest use of water is in the agriculture sector. Mostly the ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಉಪಯೋಗ ಮಾಡೋದಲ್ಲಿ agriculture sector. Water ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಉಪಯೋಗ ಮಾಡೋದು it is in agriculture sector. In our country it is estimated that more than 80% of water available for human use is employed for agriculture. So out of 100%, 80% of the water is used for our agriculture purpose. In states like Punjab, Haryana, Uttar Pradesh and Gujarat, over 85% of the irrigation is done through the groundwater sources. So in these states like Punjab, Haryana, Uttar Pradesh and Gujarat, over 85% of the irrigation is done by the groundwater. Means ಭೂಮಿ ಒಳಗೆ water, ಆ water ನಿಂದ ಅವರು irrigation, agriculture, crops ಬೆಳೀತಾರೆ. We have been misusing and polluting water to a great extent. Some of the problems relating to water in our country are scarcity, overuse. So we are polluting the water. We are polluting the water. The water bodies, we are throwing the waste, we are leaving the chemicals. Industries are disposing their chemicals and they are being polluting the water. So like that we are facing the scarcity of water. Scarcity and water scarcity means ವಾಟರ್ ನಮಗೆ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಬರ್ತೈತೆ. ಬೇಸಿಗೆ ಒಳಗೆ ನಮ್ಗೆ 10 days 12 days ಒಂದ್ಸಲ ನೀರು ಬರ್ತೈತಿ. ಎಸ್, ಸೊ ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಎದಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗ್ತೈತಿ? ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಸ್ಕೇರ್ಸಿಟಿ ಆಫ್ ವಾಟರ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದಿ ಅನ್ಈಕ್ವಲ್ ಡಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿಬ್ಯೂಷನ್. ಸೊ ದ ಆ್ಯನ್ಯುವಲ್ ರೈನ್ಫಾಲ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಕಂಟ್ರಿ is about 400 million hectares. meter. Another 20 million hectares meter flows in as surface water. So this considered more than sufficient to provide water for different uses in the country. However, overuse of water and lack of planning has resulted in the states of scarcity. So some states like water scarcity edukagtadre overuse ಮಾಡ್ತಾರಾ, waste ಮಾಡ್ತಾರಾ, overflow ಮಾಡ್ತಾರಾ, and surface ನಾಗ water flow ಆಗಿ ಹೋಗ್ಬಿಡ್ತೈತಿ. ಸೊ ಹಿಂಗ water waste ಆಗ್ತೈತಿ. So it is necessary to increase the efforts relating to the conservation of water in both urban and rural. ಸೊ ಹೀಗಾಗಿ ನಾವು ವಾಟರ್ನ ಕನ್ಸರ್ವ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಪ್ರೊಟೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಅದನ್ನು ಕರೆಕ್ಟಾಗಿ ಉಪಯೋಗ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಯೂಸ್ ಇಟ್ ಇನ್ ಎ ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ ವೇ. ಸೊ ದ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಶುಡ್ ಬಿ ಗಿವನ್ ಟು ಎಜುಕೇಟ್. ಸೊ ಇದು ಹೆಂಗೆ ಆಗ್ತೈತಿ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್, ಹೆಂಗೆ ನಾವು ಅದನ್ನು ಕನ್ಸರ್ವ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು, ವಾಟರ್ನ ಹೆಂಗೆ ಕನ್ಸರ್ವ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು? ಬೈ ಎಜುಕೇಟಿಂಗ್ ದ ಪೀಪಲ್. Some uneducated people or the people, the society, in the society we have to educate the people about need for harvest rainwater resources and construct water sheds. Yeah, we will continue in the next class. Till then, you put this table in your notebook and this drawing and write this activity. This is your homework, and I will continue in the next class the other part of the lesson. Thank you, children.